Good evening. Good evening. Welcome into the room. I know it's Friday and we're getting ready for the weekend. A lot of you probably have already started your weekend, and I'm not mad. Not mad at all. It's a pretty decent evening out there to do so. We are tracking relatively mild conditions. Temperatures have been in the 50s and low 60s for the bulk of the afternoon, and the numbers are not going to change a whole lot over the course of the next few hours. We're talking about losing maybe 5 degrees through the overnight. I do expect it to be rather mild this evening. So before we get into some of the bumps that are in the forecast this weekend, I want to make sure that I tell you all to get out and enjoy this evening because despite some spotty sprinkles, it actually feels pretty amazing out there. Good evening, Thomas. Despite being in the state that you're in right now, we want to welcome you into the stream. Thank you for joining us. We'll get into the weekend so that you can plan your weekend out in just a few minutes. Wesley, what's going on? Hello. Wesley joins us several times a week at this hour from Ackworth, Georgia. So good to see you again, buddy. Lots to talk about in the forecast. I won't really beleaguer it. Let's go ahead and dive into what we are tracking over the course of the next couple of days. Keen-eyed observers will notice that we do not have a first alert weather day declared for tomorrow anymore. If you were with me last night, if you were with us the day before that, we were talking about a lot of the models really dialing back on the amount of moisture that we were expecting to be in our region on Saturday. That trend has continued. Now, we still expect some rain Saturday, but we expect it to be isolated to a very small subset of our viewers. So not enough to really warrant the first alert weather day. Unfortunately, it looks like there will be more moisture Sunday into Monday, and that's what's prompting those first alert weather days. AJ, love you too. Thank you so much for joining us again. And I also want to say hey to everyone that's at home. I see a lot of y'all are already on the stream on YouTube, but there are some folks that are joining us on our app, on their TVs, on Roku, Amazon, Fire Stick, all that stuff. So I want to thank you guys. We'll dive into this rain. And I won't slow down. Tonight's cloudy. It's mild. It's going to be in the 50s. Let's get straight to business, the business of the weekend forecast. Michael joining us from, not going to try to say that because I'm French, French tongue, not Spanish, but I'm going to go with Costa Mesa, California. Tell me in the comment section if I'm correct. I may be wrong. Here's a look at the 9 o'clock hour. And as you can see, cloudy skies for tomorrow morning for the start of the day. There are some showers that are going to be building to our north and west, but I don't expect any of us to be picking up on that in the morning. Better chances for rain in North Georgia will start to arrive as we head into the afternoon. But you can see that axis of rain, that axis of precip, is well north and west of the metro. So we will be watching our northern westernmost counties. I'm looking at you if you're in Chattooga County. Northern Floyd County could get some of that. Northwestern Gordon, Gilmer, Fannin, all the way into Union and Towns. You're going to be the ones who are going to be getting the bulk of this rain that is in the forecast for your Saturday. And it's going to be light to moderate, but that axis of precip will be there through the day. As we head later into the evening, roughly 7, 8 o'clock, I do expect some spotty sprinkles to start to fire up closer to the metro. That doesn't mean that I don't expect any of us to get wet, but the rain's going to be pretty light. So no biggie. Have that umbrella if you just got the fresh hairdo, whatever. I don't expect the rain for anyone that's in the metro Saturday to be a big deal. Mild numbers for Saturday. Upper 50s to start the morning, easily getting into the 60s. As we push into the afternoon, we'll get into the upper 60s around the 3 o'clock hour, and that's about as good as it gets. I think if you're south of the city, you could flirt with 70. Don't expect that to be a widespread phenomena. Here's one of the rainy days, and it's going to start off with your Sunday forecast, so all eyes on this. I know y'all are trying to plan those Super Bowl parties. This is 8 o'clock in the morning, so for everyone who's going to start the day off, maybe go for a run, go to church. I do expect some showers and some rumbles of thunder to be around through the morning, and that's going to be 8, 9, 10, sticking around through noon. Once we get to about 12, oh, sweet. That was right. Good job, the Costa Mesa. Once we get to noon on Saturday, the bulk of the morning rain will be gone. We'll have some residual moisture on the back end, some spotty showers. But I do expect there to be a period in the afternoon Sunday that's not bad. Good evening. Vanessa is joining us from Memphis, Tennessee. Vanessa joins us several times a week as well. Good to see you. Shout out to my old city, Memphis. Taking a look at this frozen frame here at 5 o'clock, I want to make sure that this sinks in, that there is a morning round of rain, and then there's going to be a break in the rain, and then we expect an evening round of rain. So don't tell us, if it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Let's say that it's a Sunday and you're like the average person who works all week and you sleep in and you don't get out of bed till 11 and the morning round is gone. You get out into the streets and it's mostly cloudy, but like near 70 degrees. And you're like, you're doing your brunching thing, your Sunday fun daying, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and it's quiet and dry. It just looks gloomy. Don't get on Twitter and start telling me that, I said it was going to rain and it's not raining. There is going to be a break for us, a lull in the precip where the rain is going to be light and isolated in the afternoon on Sunday. But another round will build in as we head into the evening hours. We're looking at the 8, 9, 10 o'clock hour. By 11, the bulk of that second round starts to push on out towards the east. Folks out in Athens, Covington are getting in on that. And we'll see things trend drier as we approach midnight. That's going to be another round. And then comes Monday, and that's a first alert weather day as well. And we're really watching, ignore that northwestern corner, look at the southeastern corner. That's going to be that 15% chance for severe thunderstorms on Monday. 15% chance, admittedly, it's a lower risk. But what I will say is that the models have been picking up on the fact that there's some shear out there. There's going to be a moderate amount of shear, which is basically winds shifting with height. To make a long story short and to kind of simplify it, when you have wind shifting with height, that can cause rotation. It can cause spin. Does that make sense? So with that being said, we cannot rule out the potential for an isolated tornado in these areas that you see highlighted here. This is going to be a lower end risk. Once again, this is what we call day 4 outlook. So this is still several days away. We'll continue to fine tune the forecast. We always say when we know, you will know. We've been telling you about this system. Now we're starting to get a little bit more of that. And this is what we're seeing. So some showers around for the start of your Monday morning, some stronger. So you can see the deeper oranges to the south near LaGrange, Troup, Meriwether counties. That's going to be an earlier morning cell, lighter showers once you head further north. And then as we head towards the 12 o'clock hour, you'll get that final push of energy moving through the metro. And then eventually we'll see things start to trend drier as we head into the evening hours. So expecting it to turn a little bit cooler as we head into the overnight, and that's going to segue into a cooler start to your Tuesday, where we're waking up to temperatures that are going to be in the upper 30s. AJ asked if there's any chance of snow in the 7-day. No. To be quite frank, we're really not going to get cold enough for there to be much in the way of snow in Atlanta proper for the next week. So this is just going to be a rain and rumbles of thunder event. No snow, unfortunately. I wish I could say yes. I actually wouldn't mind if it snowed. I know that probably sounds a little funny. If you wish it would snow too, go ahead and throw me some love in the comments. Let me know. But your Tuesday forecast trends drier. Let's look at these updated rain totals because not a whole lot has changed. Yesterday we were saying about 1.5 inches inside of the city of Atlanta. It's about 1.25 inches now, 1.33 inches technically near. So the totals will be about 1 inch or so closer to the city of Atlanta. The further north you go, that's where you're going to get the chance to see some of those totals get higher. And we were mentioning that the National Weather Service could potentially issue some flood guidance. If that happens, it's going to be in extreme northwest Georgia, because these totals aren't looking as impressive elsewhere. So that's going to be on the lower end of the spectrum of what we're concerned about. So the big takeaway here is that we have dropped that first alert weather day for your Saturday. We still expect there to be some showers, but they're going to be pretty isolated to north of the city. Temperatures are going to be mild. It's going to be cloudy, but it's going to be mainly dry for most of us. A few sprinkles will move in the evening, but I don't expect that to be enough to cancel any of your Saturday night plans. Sunday and Monday are going to be the 2 days that we actually expect the biggest impact out of this system that's just going to slowly push through our region. Scattered rain in the morning on Sunday, more isolated in the afternoon, and then we'll get another good push of it in the evening. Some rumbles of thunder will be possible in that round of rain, and then we will see the second day of the first alert weather days, which is Monday, look a little damp to start off the morning, and then we'll gradually turn drier as that system pushes out. There is that low end risk for severe weather, so you'll at least want to dial in with us through the weekend. Our team of meteorologists will be keeping things updated on our weather app, but of course, we will also be doing these streams, and we have our regular newscasts. And as we get more information, we'll tell you how it is. We'll tell you what we see when we see it. For everybody that's looking forward to Valentine's Day, the forecast isn't terrible. We're looking at lots of sunshine. Temperatures are going to climb to 60 degrees in the afternoon. So I think if you have maybe an early evening date, dinner date, I think it's going to be quite comfortable. Light jacket, maybe sweater weather. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s around the 7, 8 o'clock hour. Then we'll dip into the upper 40s by around 10, 11 o'clock. So all in all, this forecast isn't terrible. I'm looking forward to temperatures trending back into the 60s because, last month it was a little too cold for me. I am with AJ. Hopefully we have no tornadoes in this system, but of course, with that shear being present, it is a non-zero risk. So the risk is higher than 0. So we have to talk about it, and we'll keep you updated on that. If we see that potential increases exponentially, we'll elevate that in our language. But for now, this is more so just a conversation for you to keep an eye on how Monday's forecast evolves, because there's lots of moving parts with this system. So it's Friday night, and you feel all right. The party's here in Midtown. I'm not going to, Mato Jordan. I'm not going to do that to y'all. But I am going to throw this 7-day full screen and give y'all a couple of minutes to do your screen grabs if you need to, soak it up. And I'm looking in the chat. No more questions for me. You guys have been very active this evening, so I appreciate your questions. And hopefully you received the information that you came here for. And if you didn't, we're going to be doing this all over again, except it won't be in Q&A form. Me and meteorologist Fred Campagna will be holding down the fort at 10 o'clock on Peachtree TV. You can watch us after the game. The Hawks are in Philly tonight. We're broadcasting that on Peachtree TV live, so you can pop on to that and check it out if you want to, and then get the latest weather updates, the latest model data that we have. A lot of our guidance will update that for you tonight. And then, of course, you can catch Fred at 11 on Atlanta News First. Good evening, football. I guess football, you may not be interested in the Hawks game, but, hey, it should be a good game, I think. All righty, so I'm going to leave you all to it. Y'all have a fantastic night, and I will see y'all at 10 o'clock on Peachtree TV.